Good evening. Before we welcome you to Goodwin Theater, we just have a word from our middle and high school band and chorus teachers, and then we will get our program started.
Good evening, I'm Mrs. Singer, and I am the middle school and high school choir director.
And I'm Mr. Rusk, I assist with the middle school band.
We just wanted to take this opportunity and just remind you that course sign-ups are in the process for the middle school, and we would love to have some of your students participate in the middle school music program.
So we will be around afterward if you have any questions. There's plenty of information that's going to be coming in the fall when we start back. Right now, what we're mainly interested in is getting the students that are interested in participating on the roster. Students can be in both band and chorus, and we encourage them to try both. So we'll be around afterward if you have any questions. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Amy Stavar. I'm the principal here at Perry Elementary School, and I would like to welcome you to the Goodwin Theater for your children's final program of elementary school. And so we're going to bring our fourth graders in here in a moment. Once they're all in, I'll give them all a chance to wave and find you before we begin our program, because they always want to know where their people are. So we'll do that in just a second. We're going to have our fourth graders come on in. All right. At this point, we are going to have Mrs. Esborn's class stand up. If you have a child in Mrs. Esborn's class, let them know where you are. Find your people. Thank you, Mrs. Esborn's class. Mrs. Siegel's specials class, if you'll sign up, if you'll stand up, find where they are. Thank you, Mrs. Siegel's class. Mrs. Hartman's class, if you will please stand. Remember, don't forget to look up in the balcony. Some of you have people in the balcony. Thank you very much. And Mrs. Banjoff's class, if you will please stand, find your people. Thank you very much, Mrs. Banjoff's class. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, please silence your cell phones, and we hope that you really enjoy our performance this evening.
Welcome to our musical celebration of Bob Ross. Tonight we will be sharing his wisdom through music and art. But before we begin, who is Bob Ross? Bob Ross was a painter and television host.
He was best known for a show called The Joy of Painting, which aired from 1983 to 1994.
Bob was born in Florida in 1942. He served the U.S. Air Force before dedicating his life to art. Bob believed that anyone could paint if they just gave it a try. He taught millions of people how to paint on his show, using simple techniques and a calm, soothing voice.
He didn't always have a soothing voice. Bob Ross was a drill sergeant in the Air Force.
He was the guy that yelled at you for being late and screamed at you for you to make the bed. He vowed that when he left the military, he would never yell again. Bob's gentle voice and gentle nature hypnotized his viewers.
He also taught painting in a way that communicated life lessons.
He believed being more expressive and creative was more
important than being perfect.
Bob Ross said, "It's the imperfections that make something beautiful. It's what makes it different and unique from everything else."
We will share more of Bob's positive words of wisdom throughout the concert.
Our fourth song is a partner song that celebrates all the beautiful colors in nature.
Bob Ross taught us to see the beauty in every color. He also said there is an artist hidden at the bottom of every single one of us. We believe it applies to music too.
People watched Bob's show every week to see him create amazing paintings in just 30 minutes.
While dispensing little nuggets of wisdom. When he talked about painting, he used it as a metaphor for life. Here are some of Bob's quotes that have charmed audiences for years. If what you're doing doesn't make you happy, then you're doing the wrong thing. However you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be.
The secret to doing anything is believing that you can do it.
All it takes is just a little change of perspective, and you'll begin to see a whole new world.
Anything that you're willing to practice, you can do. You can create beautiful things, but you have to see them in your mind first. We all see the world in our own way. That's what makes it such a special place. Don't just keep going and expect it will get better.
Just let go and fall like a little waterfall.
Our next piece is a xylophone work composed by Carl Orff.
The driving rhythms and repeated patterns remind us of a rushing river.
If we close our eyes and listen, we can hear the fast water rushing over rocks and down rivers.
Bob created many paintings of rivers, some calm and some wild.
We chose one that we thought would fit our music best.
When Bob Ross was a child, he had strong curiosity and love for nature. This greatly influenced his art when he was older.
Bob said there was great joy in watching all the little creatures in nature.
Any little thing can be your friend if you let it be.
If painting teaches you nothing else, it'll teach you to appreciate some of the beauty that's around us every day that we take for granted.
We spend so much of our life looking but never seeing.
We have no limits to our world. We're only limited by our imagination.
When painting, you have a limited power, the power to move mountains and bend rivers.
I aspire to create tranquility.
A peaceful atmosphere that takes people away from their everyday problems and frustrations.
When Bob was in the military, he was given an assignment at an Air Force base in Anchorage, Alaska.
He instantly fell in love with the rugged beauty of Alaska's mountains.
For a boy who was raised in Florida, seeing mountains and snow for the first time left a deep and permanent impression on him. Those mountains and winter landscapes would dominate Bob's art for the rest of his life. Our next piece has a mysterious sound with strong rhythms and powerful melodies.
It reminds us of the rugged mountains of Bob's painting.
When he painted, he created colors to create depth and beauty.
Likewise, in music, we layer sounds to create harmony.
Listen for 5 parts in our next piece.
They work together to create one beautiful masterpiece.
Bob Ross said that painting and finding joy is something anyone can do, whether you're a beginner or an expert.
Finding joy is easier when you don't get upset. Bob said you learn more from your mistakes than you do from your masterpieces.
If it's not what you want, stop and change it. Don't be afraid to scrape off the paint and do it again.
This is how we learn, trial and error, over and over again, repetition.
Our next song took a lot of practice. The melody is based off the Dorian scale, and it includes a B flat.
This song makes us think of the stormy ocean waves.
Exercising the imagination, experimenting with talents, being creative. These things to me are truly the windows to your soul.
If we all painted the same way, what a boring road it'd be.
The true joy of painting is when you share it with other people. I believe that's the true joy.
We would like to share with you one last xylophone piece. It reminds us of skipping through the forest, jumping from rock to rock over the stream. It has 3 phrases that repeat.
quotes from Bob Ross are about happy little trees. He said a big, strong tree needs big, strong roots.
Trees grow in all kinds of ways. Not everyone is straight, not everyone is perfect.
We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. Anything we don't like, we can just turn into a happy little tree or something.
I think there ought to be a big old tree over there. Let's give it a friend. Everybody needs a friend.
You need these trees out here so the birds have a place to sit.
Don't be afraid to go out on the limb because that's where the fruit is.
We hope you enjoy this Jamaican folk song about the banyan tree. This is our first time singing in 2 parts. Thank you for coming to our 4th grade program. Hope you have a nice night. We would like to thank Mrs. Singer for playing the piano tonight.
Can we please give one more big round of applause for our 4th graders? At this time, we're going to ask that our audience just stay here for a second. Our 4th graders are going to start to file out, and then once we have all of our 4th graders down in the cafeteria, if you want to send a member of your family down to get your child, we can do that if you'd like. Why don't we do this before we have them leave? If anybody wants to get a picture, now's a good time. All right, our 4th graders are going to file out, and then once they're all off the stage, we will be ready to have you go down and pick them up in the cafeteria.